Well, April is National Stress Awareness Month. It is meant to bring attention to the negative effects of stress and anxiety.
Of course, not all stress is bad. Some experts say a little bit can keep you sharp and focused, but it still raises the question, how much stress is too much? Here to help us answer that is clinical psychologist Dr. Jen Hartstein. Good to have you with us. So what are the telltale signs that you are dealing with too much stress? What should we be looking at?
Well, and many of us are dealing with too much stress. So are you more fatigued than normal, right? Are you less attentive, right? You just can't follow through on things. Maybe you're just kind of more overwhelmed in general. You can't follow through. Things you used to like, you don't like anymore. There's so many kind of internal things. You're like, what is wrong? You ever have that moment where you're just like, I just can't function. What the heck?
Right.
Usually it's because we're so overwhelmed of stress that we just can't keep it going.
And you don't even want to do the things that you love, as it said there.
Yeah.
Like you're disinterested in things you even love. That's a sign.
It feels like a burden.
Okay, let's talk about the differences between stress that is good for you, helps you stay sharp and focused, and then stress that starts to really wear and tear on you.
So I think there's a couple things to think about. First of all, good things in our lives can also cause us stress, right? I'm getting ready to go on a big trip,
Yes.
and I have all these pieces to put together. We have to remember that that can also be stressful.
True.
So the thing to remember, good stress, bad stress. A little bit of stress motivates us, gets us activated, gets us on high alert so we do something. Chronic stress wears us down. It makes it really hard for us to follow through. It makes us tired. Our brain chemistry changes. So we have to really identify what are the things that triggers our stress, how can I be aware of what that is, and how can I make some changes?
Yeah.
We were just showing a graphic that kind of touches on my next question, which is how can people learn to manage their stress? And if you think it is too much of a problem, where should you go to try and find help?
So the first thing we want to do is identify that trigger. What is the thing that makes me stressed? And then how can I kind of create a list of priorities? What needs to be my full attention? What doesn't need to have my full attention? What can I hand off to someone else? Those are important things to think about. Can I move my body? Moving your body triggers positive emotions, positive things. We want to get that happening. We get very sedentary when we're stressed out. Talk to someone, lean into your support systems. We forget that other people might be going through the same stuff. And even if it's just me calling Vicki and being like, oh my God, Vicki, you got a minute? I got to download. And you go, God, that sucks.
Yeah.
And I go, thank you. That might be all I need. And if it's really bad, go see a therapist, go lean into somebody that can really advise you on how to use some positive coping skills to help.
Really good. And I think when you say move your body, you're not saying you've got to go and take a Pilates class or do some turbo kickboxing. You can just take a walk, go outside, get some sunshine.
Stretch.
Stretch.
Right?
Good.
Just move your body a little bit, stand up and move, and that can just be enough.
Let's talk about the different ways that we all handle stress and anxiety. Different people have different ways of coping. What are unhealthy ways to cope, things that we should avoid that might add to our stress?
So you want to be careful and be mindful of things like alcohol use, drug use. We all go, oh, I'm going home, I'm going to have a glass of wine for stress relief. Not always our best bet. It actually can cause more stress down the line. So we want to watch mood-altering drugs, alcohol use. And we want to watch these kind of warning signs for ourselves of oh, wait, that one drink went to two, that two went to more, and how do we kind of recognize that? And if you are really fatigued, allow yourself some rest, right? Hitting pause is important, and we plug our phones in to recharge. We need to kind of plug in for ourselves to recharge,
and that's
too.
hard for people because oftentimes they're stressed because they have a lot to do, so they do keep pushing and they don't realize, hey, I just need to stop for a little bit and take some time.
And when you can stop and take some time, you can reevaluate what your priorities are to figure out what you need to do.
Clinical psychologist Dr. Jen Hartstein, as always, thank you. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.